I'm an artist who creates an environment in an architectural space. I'm interested in materials and sensorial properties, natural phenomena, and human perception. I think about space and time and people coming together in these spaces. In 2005, I was commissioned to create a work for the Seattle City Hall. It was a beautiful place, Puget Sound, Olympic Mountains. It rains a lot, but I loved it. I just came from California, and I thought Seattle was such a beautiful city. So I wanted to do something about light and sound and perhaps green technology because the City Hall was talking about using alternative energy and so forth. But I didn't know how. And then I came across this material, fiber optic, which usually emits light at the end of this light, as you can see. But this was something different. This was 1 inch wide and stretchable, something I've never seen before. And I was fascinated by the fact that this was developed by the kimono weavers in Japan, in Kyoto, where I'm from. I knew nothing about weaving, and I had only 8 months to create this work. So I thought I have to meet somebody who can tell me about technology. So I worked with Andrew Schloss and Dale Stammen, computer sound professionals who works in computer music, acoustic ecology, and we share the same interest in lightscape and soundscape. I built a loom in one car garage with poster tubes and dowels and things that I could find in a hardware store. And I started weaving this optical fiber, which became a tapestry, 5 feet wide and 50 feet long. In a space providing views of Puget Sound and Olympic Mountains, the woven sculpture of optical fiber was suspended above the stairs, and here I'm weaving and trying to put this together with 2 people. During the day, the optical fiber have an appearance of a glass net. At night, the light pulls through the water, simulating flowing water. The sound of the waves and other environmental sounds that you can hear in the space are translated into data and visualized as light. The pulsating of shifting hues of light cascading down the fiber tapestry are synchronized through acoustic analysis of the ebb and flow of the Puget Sound we can see from the City Hall. The computer varies the soundscape based on the current weather forecast, so it changes every day, every hour, every minute. The building became a breathing architecture, demonstrating the light. And it's a life cycle of the water that is showing. The title of this work is Water Weaving Light Cycle. Body waves. This is an optical fiber interactive chair that I installed at the Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine. When the chair is still, you can hear my heartbeat going like boom, 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 boom. You hear it here. And when you rock the chair, or when you sit on the chair, you can hear the sound. The motion creates the real-time pulsation that is shown visually in a form of light, like a biofeedback. The rocking creates the intimate relationship between you and me because my heartbeat is interacting with your body movement. And I'll just rock it really hard here again. You can hear the sound of ocean. So these waves are recorded, the sounds are recorded from different rivers that flow into Pacific Ocean, the great body of water, Pacific Ocean, that connects the United States and Japan, where I'm from. And as mentioned earlier, this is woven in Kyoto, where my ancestors are from. And for me, the sound of the running water also represents the presence of my father in my life. He was born in Kyoto, but passed away. He wanted to be an artist, but he never became. And he passed away when I turned 11 years old. In Japanese culture, we say that when a person dies, it is believed that the soul has to travel and cross the river to get to the afterlife. I learned at an early stage that life is not permanent. Nothing is permanent. And we are all fleeting. So now I'm going to show you a different project, and I'm going to take you on another journey on a little boat here. This little piece actually was originally a model that I created for the International Arts Festival that I was invited. It took place in several islands in the Seto Inland Sea this summer. And this little piece was shown just for the spring session. And there in the sea, there's this little creature called water fireflies. So as you see, inside this little boat, these fireflies are moving and making this little breathing sound, and the light is pulsating. Oops. Here is the Japanese inland sea, and here's the boat. I took a traditional boat as my inspiration, and the bottom here is a pilgrimage boat that is used still, in an island, going from temple to temple. It has a long traditional history, and, people still do this pilgrimage, go to these islands and go to these temples. So I built this boat in stainless steel, and then I wove this optical fiber into this frame. This is the place where it took place. When you enter a large, dark space, you see a boat enveloped by light. Sounds of the ocean are visualized as the pulsation of light, and the color will change as you get inside the boat. As you lay down, the color will change to gradation of deep blue, as if the boat is breathing. And you feel as if you are returning into the womb, where the life develops in water. Your heart becomes one of the heartbeat with the heartbeat of the boat. The Japanese title of this boat is Umi no Utsuwa, which means vessel of the sea and vessel of birth. The boat becomes the vessel of the fleeting journey from the void to birth and traveling through life to the void at death. My current project is a commission for the City University of New York, John Jay College for Criminal Justice, which is 1 block from Hudson River in Midtown, New York. My goal was to create an artwork that would promote the mission of the college, which is a research in a field of social justice. So you enter the college, and you see the optical fiber waterfall cascading down and shimmering based on the sound of the Hudson River. But you don't hear the sound. You just want to try to hear the sound through the light. 50 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. said, in his famous speech, he spoke of creating social justice. In his 1963 I Have a Dream speech, he said, "I am not satisfied, and I will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream." Using a spectrogram and algorithm, as you can see here, the statement of 25 seconds of his words are translated into a visual form. You see it as a light pulsation. Physically and metaphorically, the light cascades down, this intensive blue light cascades down like mighty stream, provoking both historical and current perspectives on social justice. Again, you don't hear his voice, but you see his voice in a form of pulsation of light, because justice is elusive, and we still have to work all together to make the justice transparent. The title of the work is Transcendence of Justice. 8 years ago, I knew nothing about weaving, LED, optical fiber, green energy, DMX controller, or interactive technology. Today, I use optical fiber, a tool for global communication, to reconnect people visually. I combine the natural world, rain, wind, waves, and bird songs, with human sounds like heartbeat and voices, and I transform them into light. My goal is to activate awareness on 3 levels: the environmental, social justice, and consciousness of our ephemeral being and existence. My goal is to, again, be in a dialogue with nature, with people, and place in its people, its present, the past, the future they create, made new, immediate, and somehow timeless. Thank you.